Great morning, holy brothers! Thank you so much for joining us on our pathway to peace in the Garden of Peace. And we are so happy you are here, joining along with us. Today's lesson inside the Garden of Peace is on page 230 for following along. And it is called Proper Problems. Yes, even those can be proper. How so? Last time we left off talking about a husband's mistakes reveals his lack of emunah. I mean, he's missing his foundational faith. If the heavenly court has ruled that a man is due 20 units of suffering, no matter where he goes in the world, you think you can escape it? The story of who tried to run away? Was swallowed up by a whale. Yeah? No matter where you go, no matter what you do, you're going to get those 20 units of suffering. Unless you do what? Teshuvah. Your problems, your sins, your violations of prohibitions in the Torah, those commandments, they become from bad sins to golden mitzvos. You can literally transform what you've done wrong to gold, man. Unbelievable. Okay, but if you repent, then he'll merit peace in his actual home. If he doesn't, guess what? No way to avoid it. No matter what you do, no matter where you go, God is totally in charge. If he doesn't, he won't. Divorce, running away, trying to get rid of her, is not the solution to your problems. Just because you throw the wife out, or you try to get her out of your life, or you try to separate from that, you're not running away from God. He's still in total control of everything. What is she here for? On the contrary, if he gets divorced in the hope of escaping his afflictions, to run away from his problems, he's going to suffer even more. Rabbi Nachman of Breslov, of blessed memory, taught, when a person is not prepared to suffer a little, he's ultimately going to suffer a lot. We cannot hide or outsmart God. Who do you think you are, Mr. Big Shot? Proper guidance. As long as a couple is still married, no matter what is going on, no matter what they're going through, no matter how they're treating each other, as long as they're still a unit married, it is possible, with proper guidance, with proper prayer, to solve any single solution in every single problem, no matter how small or no matter how difficult it might be. There is still hope. You're still together. You can still do it. You can still fix it. You can still have a winning situation. Tens of thousands of couples can testify to the healing power of proper marriage guidance based on emunah, based on having faith in God and knowing what is coming your way, how to deal with the situations, and to fix yourself to be able to fix your marriage. Many of these were couples who had already registered for divorce and had taken a date for the proceedings to begin. It's not like they were so far. They've already decided in their mind that this was going to happen. Heaven directed them to books. Heaven directed them to lessons. Heaven directed them to proper guidance for peace in the home that are based on emunah, based on divine providence, and their lives changed from one extreme to the exact other. No matter where they were, they achieved peace in their homes and were happier together than they'd ever been in their life, even when they just got married and were so inspired and so in love with each other. And then they have peace that was 20 times, 1,000 times what they ever thought they could have. Unbelievable. My own personal life, I told you before, I was literally on the brink of divorce. My wife had lawyers and everything ready to go, completely done with me. I was selfish, I was arrogant, I was so full of myself, trying to put everything on her, not a care in the world, trying to do what I loved, what I enjoyed, and she meant, her happiness and her love was secondary to mine. I was so full of myself that I wasn't thinking about taking care of and loving her in the way that she should have been. And even when you have something so far gone, then I didn't just learn every word on the page. I literally lived everything that I saw, and thank God, the best marriage ever. So many times what I ever could have expected or imagined. Not just putting the divorce papers away, but having true love with each other and being so full of life and light in the house. Incomprehensible. And then I deal with people every single day who call with questions, call with problems. They don't know what to do. They don't know what to say. They're going through the craziest hard times. Their wife doesn't want to talk to them. They're yelling at them. They're cursing at them. They want to get rid of them. Step by step, unbelievable transformations. Have emunah and faith in God and know how to deal with a wife and what it means to have peace in your home. What are your obligations? What are your requirements to make that happen? No comments, no complaints. And then people are like, no, but what if she does? What if she makes a wrong turn on the highway? Can I tell her, like, oh, honey, you're supposed to be going left instead of right? Honey, I think that the dinner is cooked. It's been on, 475 for the past 2 hours, and it might get a little burnt if you leave it in the oven. They think it's so easy just to talk to them in a nice way, but they have no idea how much they're damaging their wives. Hold yourself back. Just don't open your mouth. Be good. Do amazing. No comments. No criticisms, and only give compliments, only give words of love. And the more you give out good, the more you're going to receive back. It's very simple. What you give is what you're going to get. It's not just a Jewish philosophy. It's not just a Torah lesson. Psychology too. The more you treat her great, the more you love her, isn't she going to want to give that back to you as well? If she's being treated like a queen, she's going to want to make you a king. It's super simple. But if you destroy your kingdom, you're going to have nobody serving you. It's going to be fires. It's going to be flames. It's going to be fights. And the other lesson is you make her your number one priority in life. She comes before everything. If you show her how much you care about her and that you're willing to do for her before you do for yourself, before you're ready to get into bed because you're tired, you had a long day, and all you want to do is just poke the covers over your head, but she maybe wants something to eat, wants something to drink, you can bring it to her and show her that you're doing to show love for her, she's going to be thrilled with you. She's going to love you tremendously. She's going to want to give back to you so much because she's feeling so loved and fulfilled in life. It's so easy, the basic concepts, but to put them into action, the Yetzer Hara, the evil inclination, tries so hard to battle against you. And that's what you have to overcome. But that's everywhere in life. And it's always, you're never going to get a break from Yetzer Hara. He's always there, ready to pound on you. When you open your eyes, before you even get out of bed, he's punching you back into the covers, punching your head back into the pillow. No, give me 5 more minutes, 10 more minutes. I'm so comfy, I don't want to get up. It's okay. I'll be able to still get there on time. I just want to rest for a few more minutes, and then comes an hour. And then you lost everything you wanted to do in the morning. Jump up! Modeh ani lefanecha! Thank you, God, for giving me to sleep, for waking me up, for restoring my soul. Beat that Yetzer Hara. Show him what you're going to focus on the second you wake up. What are you going to do? Are you jumping out of bed, or are you rolling back in the covers? First option of the day, and everything is going to cascade from there. The power of emunah, from faith-oriented guidance, is so great that every single time a person comes to me, and the rabbi is saying this, that they wanted to get a divorce, I didn't even let them finish their story. What do you think that? I've never heard of it before. Hundreds and thousands of times people come and they say the same thing over and over and over again. I ask them, just please, take a book. There are so many days I meet somebody new, they're just about to get married, or they want to introduce to the class, that I buy these books, and I get them, and I just hand them out, one by one. Yesterday I gave another one. He just got engaged. He's so excited to learn about marriage. Somebody told him a little bit of advice, and somebody else told him about this book. I said, it's nice to hear about it. How about you take it and start to read it every single day? Start listening to some of the classes. Try to come in person if you can attend to it. I know it's early in the morning, but what a better way to start your day and start your life with your new future wife, to be able to give to her and love to her and show her real affection, not just fake on the outside, superficial, So listen to these lectures, learn them at your home, and only afterwards, then come back to me if you think you still have a problem. If you understand the concepts and you live them, you'll have no questions in your mind. It's so simple, and the problems will just melt away. Unbelievable. And guess what? Almost all the time, they do not come back. Why? Once a husband understands the rules of peace in the home and what his actual role is, when you switch your mindset and put your head on straight instead of running like an animal and destroying your home, then he sees that there's no place for complaints. You want to treat her right? You want to treat her like a queen? You want to be amazing and loving to her? How could you tear her down? How could you yell at her? How can you complain at her about things that she's done? You will see his mistakes, what they were, and then try to do so drastically differently than he's been treating her until now. He doesn't need to ask for guidance anymore or for advice anymore. He knows the secrets of peace in the home. He knows every key to turn to unlock those doors that were bolted, that he could never get through before. Many of these couples have said, if only I would have received this advice and guidance years ago, it would have saved him so much misery, so many problems, so many arguments, and so much suffering in life. I wish that people would not be able to get married until they learn what it means to treat a wife according to the Torah, according to the man being a giver and not a taker in life and trying to want constantly from the other person. It should be required reading and absolute learning. Just like these classes, they have chassan and kala, they have the engagement classes before they get married to learn what to do for halakha. They should learn what to do philosophically and emunah-ly. That's what they need to learn. Wounds of the heart. A couple considering divorce, God forbid, must know what troubles truly await them. The following are just a few of the problems that people who get divorced, that don't follow this advice, that don't learn these lessons, commonly experience when they go through that. There are those who cannot forget about their partner and overcome the longing that they have for them, even physically. This prevents them from moving on and forging new relationships in life because they're stuck in the past. It may have been that she was amazing, yeah, but now that she's gone out of your life, now you're thinking about her 24/7. Now every single girl that you're trying to date to move on in life, you're just comparing to her what you had before, and the differences between everything is going to ruin everything in your future. Many times a couple is so desperate to get divorced and think of nothing else but how to get out of it, and then as soon as it happens, they realize, oh my gosh, single now is not so easy. The experience of being a divorced person is often more difficult to cope with than the problems they faced when they were married. When you have somebody in your life to face things with, to be able to share with, to be able to bounce off with, to be able to split even chores with, and then all of a sudden now everything you have to do on your own, when you've never been doing that for years, it's like everything falls down on your head. Even just like cooking dinner, or even doing the laundry, or even taking care of something, bringing the car somewhere. You had somebody you could share your life with. Now, everything's on you. One divorced woman said to me, the rabbi, I looked forward to getting the divorce with the same fervor that the Jewish people waited for the redemption, for Geula, for having Mashiach come. But once she got it, and actually was so excited about having it, she felt terrible pain, felt a hole in her heart, in emptiness, as if it cut off one of her limbs, she said. Literally, the pain now she's dying with every single day, when she was so excited and couldn't wait to get him the heck out of her life. These are her words. This is really how it is. The Torah calls the divorce document a writ of severance, referring to its function to split the couple who were once one soul that was together, that is now apart, shredded. That hurts. Furthermore, the state of being single often doesn't end so quickly because people aren't waiting in line to marry people who are divorced. They think, oh, what's wrong with that person? Yes, a new person that gets on the shidduch scene who's now ready to get married, so excited to meet other women. You ask them to go out with a divorced woman, what's the first thing that they say? What are you setting me up with somebody who's divorced for? You can't find me somebody that was never married? Why are they divorced? There's got to be a reason. Maybe there's something wrong with her. Why are you setting her up with me? I got to go talk to the guy and see what she did wrong. Why he didn't want to be married with her. Maybe I don't want to be married to her either. You think it's easy for people who were married and to get married again, especially for singles, and especially if they get older? It's like they have a blemish on them. It's very difficult to find a new partner, especially with heavy baggage, and let's say they already had kids. You know how hard that is? I don't want their kids, I want my own kids. You want me to deal with somebody else's kids that have nothing to do with me? That they have to now, and now they have to go, and every other weekend they're going to have them in our home, or he's going to have to go be with them. It's already destroying the whole person's life. And debts, let's say what he's going to owe them, to have to pay their kids, this comes out of my salary now, because we're having a joint account together. Those who experience such difficulties after the divorce, although they might not admit it, often regret that they took that hasty step in the first place, rather than try to figure out how to properly live life. They just wanted something probably so physically that they weren't getting, or they were having an emotional fight with their wife, and they just want to stick their grounds solidly and be able to firmly have their stance to fight, to argue. No, it has to be my way, or not the highway. Bye. You don't want to live with me? You don't like the way I do things? Get out of here. Why should I give in to you if I have a standard, if I have a principle, if I have a pillar that I want in my life? And the guy I spoke to yesterday that I just gave the book to, he was excited at some point in his life to live in Israel. And maybe he wants to do it in a few years. But this girl that he's going to marry, not so far down the line. She's not so interested in moving to Israel, And he's like, sometimes I wouldn't even go out with a girl who didn't have that in mind. But he understands that people can grow together, but he's going to treat her amazingly, and whatever she wants, he's going to do, because that's his message from God in his life, to be able to fulfill a certain way. I was not interested in moving to Israel. I had nothing on my radar about it. If you asked me when I got married, it wasn't even one of my questions. And my wife, maybe when we get retired, maybe when you get older, you never know. Oh, good morning, holy brother! But guess what? When my wife came back and she said, I'm excited about now. What do you think about us moving to Israel? Out of the blue, I never even thought about it. But you know what? God can send you gifts out of the blue when you never expected anything. And what am I going to tell her? Oh, I got to think about it. Oh, I have friends here. I'm not so sure I want to move there anymore. God's saying, I'm giving you a golden opportunity to move to the holiest land in the world. And you're not going to have to fight her about it. She's going to come to you, and she's going to tell you, what do you think about this? What do I think about this? If she's asking me that she wants to go, of course I'm fired up. I'm so excited. Thank you, God, for this opportunity. I never would have done it in my wildest imaginations. And now you're giving me on a golden platter such amazing things. You're putting it in her mind to them to come to me to want to go. Can you imagine if I asked her, hey, what do you think about let's move to Israel? You think you're crazy? Do you know what we have here? We have a home, we have a job, I have a business, we have the kids, and blah, 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 blah. If they came from me, it'll be shot down in the floor. You want something? You say to Hashem, listen, I'm interested in X, Y, Z. I know that if I bring it up to my wife, not only is it going to be a problem, she's going to hate wanting to do it because I brought it up to her. Put it in her mind. Give her an idea. Maybe she'll come to me and we can do it together and be super excited about it. Pray. First, foundational is faith. You have faith in God, knowing that He can do everything in the world, wants to do everything best for you. You pray to Him and say, please God, make her have that in her mind. And He'll pop it into her head, boom, and it'll be the best thing and the easiest thing for you in the world. You want something done? Don't confront her. Don't ask her. Pray to God first, and you'll have an amazing relationship where you can grow together. People can always grow. They can always become better together. But don't force the issues, and don't comment, don't criticize, with love and absolute care every day of your life. With that, have an awesome, audaciously amazing rest of your day.